Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
Somewhere in between, on the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll your stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
Hello and welcome to Knocked Prone, a podcast of high crits, small fits, and varying wits. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure. And I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lakir.
Brooklyn playing Litsea.
Jameson playing Jack.
Danny playing Tess.
Caden playing Torinn.
All right, awesome. As last we left our adventurers, they went through the Frosty Fortress prison and cleared out all of the zombies from every single cell. They found a buddy named Alistair who joined them, wanting to find hags to kind of either question or kill, depending on how things went, to talk about, the death of his family. But the party, after beating hordes of zombies, is now leaving the Frosty Fortress to go talk to the artist formerly known as Giant and his posse that are all guarding Mama Sherry. So as you guys exit, you see this little campfire with all these, it's not little, but it's definitely dwarfed compared to a bunch of these giants that are standing around it with a hag still in shackles. And they are, it's noon right now, but they set up a camp to wait for you guys. So what are you guys doing?
So this last battle, I turned into a hag in front of everyone for the first time. And to be honest, I haven't really thought about it until now. So I kind of want to as we're walking away from this surprise zombie battle, and I'm back to my regular Litsea form, I just kind of want to check in on everyone and maybe just ask each of the players how they're acting, and if can I see their response to that? And I would especially like to know how Alistair is looking right now.
Right. Well, lucky for you, Alistair wasn't in the room with you guys when the battle happened.
Yeah, he was around the corner, huh?
Yeah, he was watching the cats with your dad.
Okay, good news for me.
On that note, as you're trying to look around, I'll be going to get my beautiful animal bag back from your dad, and Tess is still needing to rhyme, so he'll go over to him and he'll be like, "Oh, hello, Harold, Litsea's dad. I'm very thankful you held on to my bag. Also, should we talk about how Litsea is a hag?"
Love it. And Harold looks at you, eyebrow raised, hands you the bag, and he's like, "I was kind of getting accustomed to it, but that's fine. You can have it back. It's yours." I've known she's a hag for a long time. Her mom talked about it, because I knew her mom was a hag as well. Late into our marriage, of course, she didn't divulge that information immediately. But I learned to enjoy all of the perks that came with Bonnie being a hag. And, I want the best life for my daughter. And so she, being a hag, I think that I want the best life for my daughter. And so I was willing to work with Bonnie to try and limit Litsea's hag abilities. But now seeing that that's not a possibility, Raven knows what she's doing.
Yeah. I could see how the benefits would shine through, but she did also attack our friend too. Is there anything that needs to be tended to?
Me?
He looks at you and he's like, I'm really sorry about her behavior when she's like that. But honestly, now that she's undergone her transformation, there's not a lot we can do. He doesn't really have any answers for you.
Is this conversation totally private? Can anybody else hear it?
Yeah, decently private.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Harold and Tess were both walking in the back because Tess went to go get the bag back from Harold, and Harold was walking.
Well, thanks for all the information you've shared. I only asked because you know I cared.
I appreciate you caring for my daughter because I haven't been there.
I nod, avoiding having to rhyme again.
Hey, Tess! We haven't really got to know each other yet. Tell me about yourself.
Life story.
Make
In
it
a
all
sonnet.
rhyme.
Are you approaching people, or are you...
No, I'm just looking around. Just
Okay.
looking around, seeing if I can notice anything.
So maybe, like, you'd probably see us, like, chatting back there.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. And if anybody's, like, just totally keeping it in, then I don't necessarily have to see anything. But if you, I don't know, if
As you're, like, watching them talk a little bit, I'll, like, come up to you and she's like, hey, so I saw the secret. How do you feel? More powerful, more alive?
I'm gonna say I have a hood, and so I'm gonna say I like had my hood up. I didn't look at you, but a slow smile grows on my face, and I whisper to you, "It's actually pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it, but don't tell anybody else that."
All right, no worries. Your secret's safe. So, what is it like? Can I ask? Just from a scholar's standpoint, like, you get different cravings when you're a hag? I know they're driven by more nefarious motivations.
Definitely more motivated by chaos, and I don't totally feel in control all of the time. And I hate to admit that it's rather enjoyable to be able to let loose a little bit. But obviously, in retrospect, I am concerned about what I might be capable of.
Oh, don't be worried about that. If anything, I'm sure it's more of an advantage than it will be a hindrance.
I would agree. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. I think the last concern that I have is... I ended up reading that book, right? Parts of that book about hags.
How to Train Your Hag?
Yeah.
No, it was
No,
written in...
I talked with Lakir and Jack about it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just thinking about the blood madness, but I actually don't think I would have known because I would have wanted to do something about it and not just like totally let that happen. So I'll also say I do think that probably my biggest concern is my hag state seems to be intensified even further if I see anything too violent or bloody, I believe. And so, as far as control goes, that's a little bit concerning, but overall, I'm not mad.
Well, power is nothing if you can't control it. I have some ideas. Maybe we can get something passed. In any case, I wanted to actually talk to you about something else, if you don't mind. I've been thinking. We know hags like to make deals, right?
Definitely.
If things go alright with Raven or Adelina, whoever's inside there, I may have a bargain I might want to strike. Would that be okay with you?
What's your idea?
Well, hags love suffering, as I have come to know. So, why not? I already have plans to make my father suffer. If I just let a hag enjoy that while she's helping me as well, what's the harm?
I like that idea very much. We'll just have to be mindful about making our deals. I learned that lesson not too long ago.
Oh, of course, and I'll be wary. This is assuming things go well and we don't have a violent encounter.
Fair enough.
Anyway, we should probably get back to the group. And I'll turn away and start heading towards the fire.
Yeah?
Do I notice anything from Torinn or Jack?
From me, not, like, too much, I guess. If while we're walking, if we happen to, like, get close enough to talk, I would just say, I know how it is to be different, and I think it's pretty cool.
I will smile back at you and say, Torinn, thank you. That's very thoughtful. I appreciate that.
And then I'd act all tough and be like, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
And I would also quickly, I don't want to talk for too long. I'm going to, leave it on the high note.
I feel like Jack would probably be walking next to Alistair.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be talking about anything specific.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe killing hags, I don't know. But Jack will turn around to look at Litsea. Hey, Litsea, that was a lot of rage there. I don't know if anybody ever told me you were a barbarian, but I didn't realize you were going to hit your own teammates. But that was quite the barbarian rage, huh? Wink, and then he winks.
I hope you know that was not a part of the plan. And I hope that doesn't happen again.
Me too.
Sorry.
Oh, it's forgiven. I just didn't know that was a possibility. I'll make sure not to be close next time you rage. Wink.
Alright, sounds like a plan, and I'm gonna slow down even more.
Jack's gonna keep walking next to Alistair.
Yeah. So you guys are approaching this bonfire of campfire that the giants have made, and they're all sitting around, and the artist formerly known as Giant stands as you all approach, and it says, "Hey, how'd it go in there?"
All right. We killed everyone and got what we wanted, for the most part. Now we just have to make another pit stop.
Ah, so you went in there to get the Dragonborn, but then you killed all the Dragonborn in there.
No.
And so...
We did, in fact, not get what we wanted.
Oh.
We wanted Torinn's dad. He's not there.
But we got...
Because you killed him, right?
We got the equivalent right here.
We got another dad.
We have...
We got the equivalent.
This is not a one-to-one exchange.
That's not what the note said.
The note seems to make it very clear. It's a one-to-one exchange.
Time's a ticking. I got a hag to deliver. You guys ready to go in?
May as well. Lead the way. We'll watch your...
I would like a lunch
first.
break.
A lunch break? Is that a short rest I'm hearing?
Yeah, it is. I only have one spell slot left.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to a lunch break.
We haven't eaten.
Yeah.
We were in the middle of stuff.
Yeah, because we always pay attention to whether or not we
Look
eat.
here, typically.
This is just a good enough excuse
Yeah.
for me to bring it up.
Actually, I would like to talk with Mama Sherry, too, over our lunch break, so...
Yeah, okay. The artist formerly known as Giant is like, well, I did kind of promise that I'd take her in now. Are you sure we need to have lunch? I kind of got a deadline.
I think we have used a lot of our time. This was supposed to be a small detour for the most part. The prison, that is. Here, and I'll hand you my superior health potion. In case things get a little too close for comfort.
What if they're already too close?
Well, then use it now.
Immediately
immediately drink it. I'm like, all right, I'll eat lunch on the way.
Yeah.
Fine.
The artist formerly known as Giant, starts packing up Mama Sherry, but you, Litsea, I didn't want to shut you down, of course. If you'd like to talk to Mama Sherry, go for it.
I'm not going to say anything for now, actually. Just since we're all walking together, I'm not going to strike up a conversation at this moment.
Okay. Conversation with Mama Sherry before she dies?
Die well.
Die well. Die well. Die swift. The artist formerly known as Giant swings open these massive double doors to this castle as he walks up this cobblestone, or reaches the end of this cobblestone pathway. And as he walks in...
I'm going to cast Mage Armor.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wonderful. You check your sundial watch, obviously. Realize, oh my gosh, my mage armor's almost up.
Are we still wild magic?
Yes. Oh yeah, so as you cast mage armor, go ahead and roll me a wild magic check.
How long does this last?
open
a day?
24 hours.
Doors, and suddenly...
So 7.
7, okay. So that's the middle table.
And 26.
7 and 26. Do you get...
Oh no.
Do you have the saber-toothed tiger with you? What animals are with your party?
Yeah, the baby Sabertooth is with me.
You have the baby saber-tooth?
We have the baby Sabertooth, yeah.
Yeah, he's with me now that I got the bad bag back.
Okay, Torinn, as you cast mage armor on yourself, this baby saber-tooth looks over at you and goes, "Sup, man?" You gain the ability to talk to animals for 1 day.
Nice.
For 1 day? Nice.
So Litsea and Lakir are having a pool party, and Torinn's bringing the animals to talk to. So the saber-toothed tiger gives you a sup, and and you guys enter into this Wintercourt Castle. You see that the room is filled end to end with faces of gods and devils. That stories long precede the history of anything taught in Great Grimbopolis. The faces of these gods and devils are actually masks that are attached to Eladrin people, who, in reverence, wear these masks that cover the top portion of their faces. The room is bursting with energy as this horde of masked Eladrin people are enjoying each other's company, eating, dancing, and toasting glasses high up into the air. There's a pig that roasts over a fire in the northwest corner of the room. That's aroma is breathtakingly sweet and savory in the same breath. You don't know the music played by the band at the center of the room. The song doesn't seem to have any words, but the Masquerade attendees appeared to know the accompanying line dance. Cha-cha real smooth. The room comes to a crescendo with a pair of large marble staircases, each leading up to a landing that houses a statue of a man riding a horse into battle. There are 2 doors below each staircase, and a door directly between the base of where the stairs meet. Above the landing, you can see an arcane timer that seems to be counting down the minutes until the burning of Mama Sherry, and 52 minutes remain.
So that's why we couldn't take a lunch.
Yes, I wasn't going to be like, no.
As we enter, I'll just whisper to anyone who can hear me nearby. Eat and drink nothing.
Good thing I ate that Cliff Bar on the way over. Makes it a little more doable, thanks.
At first glance, can I see Adelina?
Roll me perception.
As I do this, can I also cast detect magic to just see if there's anything in the room that's standing out?
Wild
Oh, man.
I'm like, okay, this will be a good use of a spell, and then every time, wild magic.
Fine, I'll just use a bow and arrow.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Perception check of 18.
Okay.
A 4 on the wild magic table, and a 53.
Roll 2 more times on that D100 for me.
Oh, joy. 85 and 36.
So, 85 was your first one. Or I guess technically your first one was roll 2 more times on this table and take both effects. 85! You are at the center of a fog cloud spell which lasts for 1 minute.
Bro, we get it, you vape.
Just take a big drag as soon as we get in.
Oh, man. What language would you like to speak?
Oh my goodness.
I will go with
Portuguese.
Portuguese.
I don't know abyssal.
Abyssal? Okay.
To help with my father.
So
in any
write
case.
down abyssal and cross out common.
What?
You gain the ability to speak one language of your choice, but lose the ability to speak common.
It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine. We're in the Feywild. I speak Sylvan and Elvish. We're
good.
fine.
Yeah, I mean,
But
we
I
can still
speak
communicate.
Gnomish and Dwarf.
Is that permanent?
It is
You don't speak
permanent.
Elvish?
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Only a removed curse
Oh, no.
can take away this effect.
Okay,
That's
do
so
I know that?
Well, suddenly you
Okay.
don't know what the word potato means.
At least our last conversation was wholesome.
And the rest of it is just going to be, I'm not just speaking. Lakir will just start speaking Sylvan from now on as
Okay.
to fit with the diplomatic party that appears to be going on.
Yeah, Elvish or Sylvan.
So the fog cloud comes up. Do I see anything before that? Or do I see anything magical through the fog cloud? Or is the fog cloud just magical? So I just blinded.
Help! It's all bright!
And we open the door.
There is magic everywhere, dude.
Vape cloud. Magic vape cloud.
Hey, while this happens, we walk into the room.
Right. Big entrance.
Big puff of smoke.
Really big
Yeah.
entrance.
And underneath
Again,
the
the
cover,
Doom soundtrack is playing behind you guys.
Not like knowing what's happened. I'm gonna like reach to the closest person, which is probably like Alistair or something.
Sure.
And I'll cast resistance on him, just
Okay.
like worried we're like starting combat.
Roll me a wild magic table.
Oh gosh.
I love that we forget every time, so it never actually gets to be like a part of our decision-making process.
Oh, snap.
10 or 15
And-
95.
That's pretty
This
good.
is going to be really
And
good.
I will whisper as he's saying this, I'll be like, Alistar, I'm glad that we were able to get you out of that prison. And I'm glad that the opportunity to help had arisen. Here's one more thing free of commission.
Wonderful. Hey, Tess, make a wish. 10, 9, 8,
I want
7,
to not have this
6,
curse anymore.
5. Boom. Gone.
Awesome.
Yes!
Wait, what?
Amazing.
I can't believe it. Literally.
Does Tess
literally,
know this has
95
happened?
on the good table. Make a wish. Must state wish before the count of 10.
That's
That's
awesome.
beautiful.
That's dope.
The
am
fog just
so-
clears. All for casting a resistance spell.
Yeah, all for casting resistance
Which
on the
was
buddy.
kind of a meme one because it lasts like a minute.
Can
Yeah.
I just say, metagaming? I like that both of the wild magic literally fixed both of the major issues that were happening for him and me. Anyway,
Yeah, like
Yes.
just okay.
So,
do
as-
I know this? Like, do I feel it?
You cast resistance, and then you think to yourself, man, I wish I didn't have this curse on me anymore. And you just vomit a bunch of purple goop. Just so much.
These people
we know how to
have
make
got to be concerned. Like, pop the smoke clears, and there's just a child vomiting everywhere. Black goo.
Purple goo, necrotic
Purple
energy.
goo, yeah.
Yeah, but you get rid of your curse. You are no longer.
as all this is happening, I will say in Sylvan, since I'm aware I can't speak common anymore, don't mind us. And I'll start like shuffling over with the fog cloud and just trying to move everyone with me to like a corner.
Interestingly enough, nobody seems to really notice you guys. You've made this ginormous entrance. Everyone at the party is partying as normal. Like, the line dancing's happening. Nobody has even made a glance at you guys.
I was just gonna say that as the billowing smoke first arises, I'm going to use the opportunity as a hag to disguise myself, to blend in with the rest of the crowd and just look like any other party goer. And then I'm just gonna stand at the edge, find a drink, just hold in my hand, and try to blend in.
Yeah. So you shape change into this Eldrin. Roll me a charisma check.
15.
15? Okay. The mask that you create for your Eldrin appearance is on par. Like, it is historically accurate. A god that you don't really know. You kind of taken elements from a bunch of the other masks and kind of have put it into your disguise, and you look just like another party goer. So much so that the other party members don't really seem to notice you as much. You really blend in.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
Detect magic is 60 feet and lasts for a minute. So if I didn't see anything before the fog, I won't see anything after.
In this door that is at the bottom of, in the room that is at the bottom of these stairs, you see just a big mass of floating energy in the ground. Ooh.
Adelina, I can't see her. But none of you can either. Let's see. Can I move out of the fog?
No, you are at the center. Of the fog.
Okay, it's centered on me. Cool.
A minute has passed, and the fog dissipates.
I'll turn to Litsea.
You can't see me.
Well, I would have seen you transform with my detect magic because you would have used magic to transform.
Okay, good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but at this point, I'm standing away from the group.
Oh.
To kind of be with the other party goers.
I'll give Litsea just. I'll try to catch her eye, and when she looks over, I'll just give her a shrug and like gesture around the room.
Your magic dissipates, but as you guys look around, there's 50 minutes left now on the clock.
I know, like, there's 50 minutes left, but Tess is so excited. He's gonna run up to Lakir, who can't understand him, but not knowing that, Tess is gonna run up and he's like, for the first time, I feel bold when I'd normally be meek. so it's not quite as painful to rhyme when I speak. I used to be cursed with a corrupted physique, but now I am free. I'm no longer a freak. And I'm just like staring at you, so happy, waiting for a response.
Lakir is just smiling and nodding down at you.
To you, he's speaking abyssal.
And Tess will like be so overjoyed, and then just like with your like very vague response, just like slowly like.
Do you speak Elvish or Sylvan or?
I don't think so. But yeah, so then you like don't have this big response that I'm expecting because I'm so excited.
Do I notice that like he is different though? Well, because didn't he have like a purple tint to his skin before?
It was gray, and he's still a little gray. There's some residual effects going on, but he does seem a little different to you.
Yeah, I'll just kind of smile and nod before I'll just go, and that for the sake of this, Lakir is just going to be done with this because he wants to talk. So I will cast Remove Curse on myself, which it's an 11 and an 83.
A stream of 100 butterflies comes hurtling out of Caster's mouth.
Okay, so yeah, I will go, and you'll just see me kind of shake my head before laying my hands on myself, and then I'll just spit butterflies out of it.
And Tess is like, I'm not even gonna hurt these.
How's that for a great response to you?
Like, he does understand.
He's like, yeah, I can see animals. I can be with the animals now.
And all of these butterflies, as they pass Torinn, they're like, sup.
Oh no!
And then the last one's like, mouths are weird.
Bro, were we just born?
So like, we walk in. There's a massive timer, and chaos just ensues. Tess is now just dancing with the saber-toothed baby tiger he's got. We're like paying no attention.
Okay,
as the time ticks away.
Do the guests still appear to be totally oblivious to everything going on?
Everything that has happened, they are chit-chatting amongst themselves. Some are doing line dances on the dance floor, eating, drinking, and being merry, but not noticing.
And what kind of creatures did you say these are? Like what language was they speak?
They speak Sylvan, so Jack is half Eladrin.
Well, do any of you guys start worrying about the clock, or are you just watching this happen?
Lakir will go as soon as like the butterfly's finishing out of his mouth. Lakir is just staring at you in a bit of a canatotic state, just processing. So
as this remove curse has gone on in Lakir's brain, all the memories that were modified from Vecna erasing that day from you come back. And you now realize that Vecna has casted this modify memory on you to use you, essentially, to bring her back into existence and for you to make a simulacrum for her as a lich.
Just processing. I don't think he would. Yeah. I don't think he would say anything. I think he's just letting it come to him and trying to even figure out how he would respond.
Did you say that the guests now seem to be noticing me? That I'm registering to them at all?
I mean, as you go into the crowd, some will make like small talk with you, like, "Oh, lovely weather we're having. Oh, isn't this election just a blast? Ah, these crumpets. You've outdone yourself, Jeanette," and such.
Okay.
Are these winter Eladrin?
These seem to be majority winter Eladrin. However, there seems to be a good mix of a lot in here, but yes, the majority of them are winter Eladrin. Everyone who speaks Sylvan, roll me a perception check.
15.
16.
So 15 and 16, Jack and Lakir, you guys are walking into this party. You hear conversations of these Eladrin people that are talking about how exciting it is that Adelina has secured the victory to be the political leader of the Winter Court. And they're excited that she's the first to implement democracy into the Feywild. And they're having little small talk conversations about her policies and such. And Jack, actually roll me a history check.
15 on the history check.
15. Okay. You recall this election was won before you came to the Feywild.
Oh, no.
So you've heard, and actually, as you're realizing that, also the artist formerly known as Giant kind of looks down at you and he's like, "Are you hearing this? They're talking about an election that
already happened.
Right? That already won.
I'm not crazy, right?
No, it was once.
We're not both crazy, right?
Why are they celebrating now?
Can I approach the nearest Eladrin and, like, I don't know, tap him on the shoulder?
Yeah. You tap them on the shoulder. They turn around. Oh, good evening. I contributed 2,000 platinum to Adelina's campaign.
Wow,
I'm a very wealthy individual.
Congratulations, pleb. I was 5,000 platinum. Anyway. Didn't this election already happen?
His face goes completely red.
Yeah, I bet it did.
This election did already happen. This is the celebration feast, of course.
How long ago did it happen? The election?
It happened like a few years before you came.
Oh, okay. So this is not reasonable at all.
8 years ago, you would say. Yeah, because if
Okay.
you've been in the Feywild for a few years, it's you saw just old recycled cardboard signs
All
outside
right.
of people's houses that they're like, I don't need this anymore.
Something's going on then.
Something's going on.
Okay, for sure. You mean the one that happened a while ago?
Oh,
How long have you been here?
I've been here, well, as my drink would say, I've been here for 3 hours and he notches a few times on the glass. He's like, and I've got 3 more.
Yeah, I'll look up at the artist formerly known as and turn around to everybody else too, like weirded out. Like my eyes are wide and I'm like, something's wrong.
Yeah, and actually, Mama Sherry seems to be struggling a little bit. She's currently gagged and tied up, but she's trying to convey something to you guys.
I mean, if I notice that, I'll go, like, ungag her at least.
Yeah, and of course, the artist formerly known as Giant kind of like bows. He's like, I trust your judgment, of course.
Yeah, you gotta trust me on this one.
Yeah, okay. And so you ungag Mama Sherry, and as you ungag her, she says, their eyes. Can you see it? And Litsea, actually, you also notice these Eladrin eyes are devoid of life. They are black, but to everyone else, they appear normal. All of these Eladrin bodies seem to be doing something that maybe participating in some type of ritual. You don't know.
Seeing that they don't seem to care who's in the room and what's going on, and they're still going about business like normal, I'm going to transform back into Litsea and start inspecting as much of the room as possible to see if I find anything useful, interesting, of concern.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
Nat 1. I'm using my luck.
Okay.
It's another nat 1. No!
You can use more than 1 luck. Do you only have 1 luck?
No, I have 3. I'm going to use 2 luck.
If you get another natural 1,
die.
things are going to go south.
Oh, it's a 7. It's a 7.
So I rolled a 15.
A 15. So as you investigate this room, you poke around a little bit. You kind of notice that there's a lot. This room is large, but on the outside, the castle seemed a lot bigger. But there's no doors to any other room, other than the door in the very center room.
Can I check the door in the middle of the room?
Yeah. So you notice this door. It's a big wooden door, and it seems unlocked.
I peek my head in.
Okay. So you peek your head in, and immediately a smell hits your nose. The room smells of rich wood, dark alcohol, and fragrant pipe tobacco smoke. A mingling of comforts that seem really out of place for this nearly empty room. You notice tapestries that are decorating each wall, but with just a peek inside, you can't really tell what the tapestries are of.
I attempt to quietly close the door, and because I don't see anybody in there.
Yeah.
I quietly close the door and head towards the party. I'm actually going to walk up to Lakir and say, clearly something weird is going on right now. I'm not sure what's happening, but the timer is ticking down. We need to figure something out quick.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
And as I'm hearing complete nonsense back at me, I'm going to look, who's closest around? Who's around Lakir right now?
I mean, it's a sea of Eldrin people. It is really hard to tell who's around.
Well, yeah, I'm just looking for one of our party members.
So I'm over here dancing.
Okay, so I'm going to look at Tess and like grab him by both shoulders. What is going on with Lakir?
I'm
don't know.
fine. What did you find?
You were acting a little weird.
I'm fine. We have something of importance. Litsea, what were you saying?
The timer is ticking down. These people don't seem to hardly be aware of us. The partygoer's eyes, something's not right. And we don't have a lot of time. I checked the door in the middle of the room. It's bizarre. There doesn't seem to be anybody in there. But nothing's really making sense, and we've got to figure this out fast. So
There's a
pull it
source of
together.
energy coming from the center of the room, slightly underground. I think we should go in there and we can see what's going on. I assume it's some type of power storage or potentially another spell going on at the moment. I'll motion over to just everyone who I can catch the eye of and just kind of point towards the door and let them finish up whatever they're doing. As I'm doing all of this, I am taking out the dragon statue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casual dragon statue.
Yep.
While we're all like kind of shuffling around, I'm gonna go over to Torinn, and I'll be like, Torinn, I almost forgot we came to find your dad. If you wanted to peek ahead, that might not be too bad. This should help you sneak better than you ever have. And I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace on you.
Okay. Awesome.
Also, Litsea, so as you peeked open that door, you did hear a activate in the southeast corner of the room.
While we're walking towards the door, I will like quickly, casually investigate in that direction.
Okay, yeah. So, real quick, roll me an investigation. But then everyone else, are you guys going into this middle room?
Yes, I will start coming over, and I'll just, as soon as I'm sure that I've caught everyone's attention and pointed to the door, I will start heading in and just investigating things. So.
Okay.
23.
23? Awesome. And then, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Jack is trying to talk to more people.
Okay.
Like, I'm sure he's continuously getting, like, you know, the same sort of answer, like, you know, celebrating, blah, blah, blah. But he's, like, trying to get something out of someone. So, that's what he's doing. And he, like, sees everyone, like, entering, and he just kind of, like acknowledges that they're entering that,
right,
but doesn't follow immediately.
Okay. And Tess and Torinn, what are you guys up
I'm
to?
gonna stick with Litsea.
I'm actually gonna go investigate because these are stairs, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna go up the stairs, investigate up on the top, and then also kind of look down at everyone and see if I can just pick anything out.
Okay, Tess, go ahead and roll me another perception check. We're gonna join Tess and Litsea real quick for a second here.
21.
21. Okay, so Tess, you start to approach Litsea as she has started to investigate this wall. This wall is crystalline substance, and it kind of at first, it looked like it sounded like this energy field as you guys approached it, but it is this solid crystalline wall, and it has electricity crackling out from each of its crevices, similarly to the electricity that happened when you were cursed, Tess, but it's not purple. It looks like electricity. 5 giant glits of silver catch each of your eyes, and they're poking out from this electrified wall. It's 5 silver plates that each have a 4-inch diameter hole in the center that are waiting to be completed. And then, Litsea, as you get closer, you read on the wall. Your eyes kind of adjust, and as this electricity starts to reach out to you a little bit, you read the phrase on the wall that says Hagborn only in an ancient hag language. And as you decipher these words, the electricity on the wall stops crackling for you, and the wall seems to call you closer.
Is it feeling irresistible, or is it just like it's beckoning me, but I feel totally in control?
It is feeling, you feel in control, but it is feeling very irresistible. Like, if you really fought hard against this, you would be able to walk away from it, but it's calling you very heavily.
Does anybody see kind of what's happening, or is this
Tess is with you.
Okay, Tess is with me.
If you like look dazed in any way, I'd probably try to stop you.
And I think I do. I think I zone out for a second. Very distracted.
I'll like shape water from my little bucket of water I carry, and like shape like a little wall like in front of her, which wouldn't be like super hard. You could like step over it. It's only like 3 feet-ish, but...
So, Tess, as you shape this wall, you notice the electricity has now stopped crackling. And Litsea is close enough to it.
Oh, so she's getting very close to the electricity, according to my vision.
It reaches out, it encapsulates Litsea, and Litsea turns into a hag.
Not knowing exactly what to do, instead I forward the resistance to her, taking off. It's probably already worn off Alistair, but forwarding resistance to her in case she has to make any checks.
Okay, make me 2 wild magic rolls.
Gosh, I knew this was coming. I was like, do I say it? Do I? Yeah, that's 9 and 44.
Okay, for 9 and 44, gnats buzz around your head for 1 minute, distracting you. You must make a Constitution saving throw against your own spell save DC to cast any other spell. And then roll me another wild magic.
That was 9 and 78.
You cast this on Litsea, right? Resistance. Hey, Litsea, you don't turn into a hag anymore.
Okay.
You polymorph into a red dragon wormling.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, that's probably good, because, yep, that's... What do you do, Tess?
So I see you shapeshift into a hag. I'm like, resistance, dragon?
What have I done?
I mean, this maybe is more of a DM call, but I'm going to say that, like, I'm not as enamored with the wall anymore.
Yeah.
Distracted by...
Well, as you shapeshift out of hag form, it's less interested in you.
And so how big am I?
You are medium.
Okay, I'm just gonna, for a moment, I'm just gonna be dazed and confused and allow Tess to react to me however he chooses.
I, am shook when you transform and I reshape water back to make a shield.
Yeah.
Just in case you attack me. And that I'm just, kind of eyeing you. We're just eyeing each other. It's like an awkward 30 seconds and then I calm down.
I'm gonna start walking back towards ish to the main room, kind of really curious.
Yeah.
Just not all the way in though. Like I'm just kind of creeping. I'm just trying to
Or walking ahead, I'll very shyly it's just Litsea. Don't worry. I think she's part dragon.
Yeah. I'm trying to just peek my head around the corner and catch eyes with someone, because in my mind I'm just help.
So we're gonna join. Let's join Torinn really quick. So you walk to the top of the stairs and you see this horse statue with a man on top. As you approach this horse, you see this swordless knight statue with a full suit of crystalline armor and a feather on top of his helmet. Underneath the horseman statue, there's an inscription in common that says, "I require to hold a weapon without a physical form. Then atop my head, I need a spell to keep my plumage warm."
Interesting. A weapon without a physical form. Well, I'll just keep that in mind and be like, oh, well, I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
So then, looking down at the crowd, was there anything that I noticed about the people from a different vantage point, I guess?
Yeah, roll me perception.
I got a 5.
Torinn, you get a 5, you said, for your perception?
Yeah.
You see a group full of Eldrin people, and they all seem super fixated on this pig in the corner, and you think maybe that the pig has something to do with it.
Okay.
It's just maybe bad food or something. But in all actuality, you don't really know what's going on.
Okay. Right on.
And let's go back. Lakir, you are in this middle room in the center of the larger room. And again, as you enter the room, like Litsea noticed, smells of a rich wood, dark alcohol, and fragrant pipe tobacco smoke.
It's mahogany.
Yeah. But you notice that the tapestries that decorate each wall depict somebody of great importance to the Winter Court's history. So there are various faces of differing races that each adorn a tapestry with some dates that detail the ruling time that these leaders had over the Feywild Court. You see in the very north end of the room a painted tapestry of a red dragonborn woman you recognize to be Adelina. And in the center of the room is a crystalline platform that is flush with the floor, and through the crystal, a blue button floating underneath it, illuminated by white twinkling light, can be seen. Above the crystalline platform, you notice a free-floating mirror. The ceiling is painted with etching marks making a 4-sided star, with each star prong pointed to each wall of the room, leading out from the central mirror. Each wall has an oval outline space with a number painted on it. being 3, 4, and 5. And this mirror is also oval.
Okay. Can I peel back the tapestries, see if there's anything behind them? I figure there's probably just wall, but that's his first suspicion.
So you peel back the tapestries, and you don't really notice too much that's behind these walls. It's a wooden room, but...
I think I get the gist of this room.
Okay.
In general.
Sure.
I was just checking that specific detail.
Yeah, okay.
But I'll kind of go, and to test out my suspicions, I'll walk up and touch the mirror. Does it move?
Yeah.
I'll turn it to 4. And so to the one Adelina. That's Adelina's poster, right?
Right.
So I'll turn it that way. And is there any change so far?
No.
Now can I go peer behind the tapestry?
Yeah, of course.
Is there anything there?
Nothing different.
Okay. You said there was a button.
Yes.
Can I press the button?
So the button is underneath a crystalline surface below this mirror. So the mirror is free floating. It doesn't have any strings or anything attached to it.
So I can't reach the button?
The button is underneath this crystalline platform that seems to be like it's solid.
Okay.
And flush with the floor.
Okay. I do have Mage Hand, so I'll cast Mage Hand if I can on the other side of it and press the button.
Yeah, so you press the button and nothing happens except roll me a wild magic.
Oh.
Oh,
You made it this! You made this happen, Jameson!
no! I forgot.
In all fairness, so did I. 17
17, that's the good table.
and 7.
We've had this one actually. The caster and every creature within 30 feet of the caster get an intense sense of kinship and refuse to fight each other for 1 round.
Tess, doesn't change.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah, Tess is the only one close enough when that. Oh, and that. And then any Eladrin as well. Which,
Right.
Did you just call me that?
Did I?
Yeah, you
I
said
meant to
and
say
that
you.
and
I
pointed at me.
I am horrible.
Yeah, you are.
I meant to say that as in remove your figurine, but then I pointed to you. I am a horrible person. I apologize.
That's okay.
And
It's whatever. It's fine.
I'm just gonna refer to you that from now on, though.
Yeah.
It's just
That's my new pronoun.
yeah.
Yeah, pronoun. My pronoun is that.
Can I move it off the platform? I figured it was centered.
So it's free floating. There's nothing attached to it.
Okay. If I can move it, I'll go and put it against the wall 4. The
Wall 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so you fixate this wall or this mirror on wall 4 in this oval shape that is on the wall, and a blue swirling vortex appears in front of you, and then another room opens, and you see a library. But I believe that is where we're going to end our session. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure. And I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lakir.
Brooklyn playing Litsea.
Jameson playing that.
Danny playing Tess.
Caden playing Torinn.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for listening to our episode. If you enjoyed this podcast, go ahead and leave us a review, and go on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/knocked, and check out our sweet rewards. Thanks. Bye.